Hey folks, Dr. Gerstmar from Aspire Natural Health here, out on a walk, enjoying a sun break in an otherwise rainy day. Today's day 2 for me of no sugar, no junk food, going really well. Again, part of success in something like this is making it as easy as possible. One of the things that's very off-putting for people when they're looking to make significant diet changes is the sheer amount of time that can be necessary to make those changes. Face it, most of us, I'm sure you are like me, time crunched. There is a lot to do in a day. In fact, we really could use a couple of extra hours a day to get things done. And the reality, sadly, is until someone develops a time machine, we don't get those couple of hours. And so one of the ways that we do get that time back is through convenience food. Right? For many of us, it's fast food, it's prepared foods, and the reality is, unfortunately, many of those convenience foods are not health foods. So when we look to change that, when we look to focus on more whole foods, we look to cut out added sugars, added flours, and junk foods from our diet, it can be very challenging. Now, some of us are not very good in the kitchen. Some of us are. If you are, congratulations. A lot of us aren't. The kitchen can be an intimidating place if we haven't spent a lot of time there or really learned some of the skills that are necessary. So sometimes for people, a big portion of getting a healthy diet in place is actually learning some basic kitchen skills. Now, the good news is you do not need to be a master chef in order to eat well. Most of us need between 10 and 20 recipes maximum in order to, eat well and healthy on our day-to-day life. That's why yesterday we talked about having a few breakfast options, a few lunch options, a few dinner options, a few snack options, because for most of us, that, 10 to 15 recipes in there makes up what we eat on a day-to-day basis. So the kitchen can be an intimidating place, although it does not have to be. You do not need master skills. But for a lot of us, this change requires more time. A lot of us roll out of bed, we get right going, we're looking to grab something quick and easy. So one of the things that we need to do, or can do, instead of having to go, okay, everything I'm going to eat must be, handmade, must be fresh, must be done the slow way, we can instead say, okay, we know what our goal is. We know that the overriding principle for most of us, most of the time, is good is better than perfect. So knowing that, one of the things that we can do is look for healthier, prepared, or semi-prepared options. I'll tell you one thing that works well for me is getting a broccoli slaw from the store. So I can already get broccoli and carrots and some other vegetables all shredded up and prepared in a bag, and then I can simply open the bag, have that, dress it up, or add it to some other things, and boom, very quickly I have a source of vegetables that within a minute or two I can have ready to eat, as opposed to having to get the broccoli out of the fridge or the others to cut it up to prepare it, what could take 5, 10, 15 minutes, and therefore become an excuse not to eat healthy, can be really easy. Another source that works well for me is buying some of the better quality sausages. Now again, we can argue about perfect, but we're interested in good here. And so by being able to reach for a sausage, in fact, I could pair that broccoli slaw with a sausage, and in a matter of a minute or two, I have a protein source and a vegetable source that works for me, that isn't full of sugar, that isn't full of other added ingredients, and that is moving me in the direction that I want to go, works well for me. So while we do want to get away from the unhealthy convenience foods, we don't want to set such a high standard for ourselves that we set ourselves up for failure. Instead, for most of us, most of the time, we embrace good enough. We look for healthy convenience options that can make our lives easier and move us in the direction that we want to go. All right, so don't forget the healthier convenience foods. Now, in a later time, we'll talk a little bit more about that because there is some trickiness. Some of the healthier choices can still have ingredients that don't work well for us. So we need to keep that in mind, but we don't want to go to an extreme, make things harder for ourselves than they need to be. All right, folks, that's it for me today. Hope you found it helpful. Now listen, if you're dealing with digestive issues or autoimmunity and you're sick and you're tired of it, we need to talk. We've helped many people with digestive issues and autoimmunity to live bigger and better lives, and we would like to help you too. There is no need to continue suffering when a properly executed, holistic plan can make such a difference for people. So please, reach out. Let's talk about it. Let's make sure that we're the right fit for you. If we are, we'll get started. And if we're not, we will do our best to refer you to someone who's the right choice. The only thing you have to lose by talking with us is your sense of uncertainty about what you should do. You'll leave our call feeling calm, confident, knowing what you need to do next so that you can live a bigger and better life. All right, folks, until next time, take care.